Hey ho out there, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and this is the 18th of February, 2026, and I'm being told to sit still here, and I don't want to get too close and all that stuff. Getting ready to make a quick phone call, getting right into it, so we'll be right back.
It's the Office of Congressman Dave Taylor. Nico speaking. How may I help you?
Who is this?
This is Nico. How's it going, sir?
Oh, I was just kidding you, Nico. I already knew who it was. Hey, listen, I got some notes here. Are you writing down this?
Yeah. Give me one moment, sir. Let me pull you up. And Mr. Preston, can I just confirm your home zip code, sir? I'm sorry. Perfect. All right. And you said you had some notes you'd like me to take down for you, sir?
Well, I don't want you to just take notes. I'm wanting to talk to Dave Taylor. So all this is talking to Dave Taylor.
And I'm certainly able to take that message down for you and pass it along to him for you, sir.
Right. And then Dave Taylor is supposed to get that. So here's where we're starting. I want to know where my message was that I originally started off that I wanted to get to Congress. Did it get there?
Yes.
It did.
It was passed along to the congressman and the staff for you, sir. Yep. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a letter as of recent come across my desk, but, rest assured, it was gotten over to the congressman and the staff, James.
Yeah, well, maybe it got there, but did it get to Congress where it's supposed to go?
It's here in Congress, yes, sir.
So you know that it got to Congress.
Yes.
Okay, and how do we know that?
Sure. Well, certainly you're on the phone right now with the Washington, D.C. office, and I was able to pass it along to the congressman and the staff for you. By that way, it has gotten to Congress, sir.
Okay, but how can we, the people, know that it in fact got there? Because I don't see any YouTube or anything else where he's standing there telling them a message that I know that I sent, which is that these messages are not getting to Congress. They're not getting there. All I'm having is for you telling me that the message went there, sort of, but it's not verified. See, there's one thing about trusting, and you can trust somebody, but you should verify also. So that's what I'm doing. I trust that it's supposed to get there, but I'm trying to verify that it indeed actually did arrive there and who it was presented to, when it was presented.
Well, I've certainly got that down, that you're looking for the message to be read aloud. I can certainly pass it along for you. I'm just not able to, dictate those sorts of things.
Okay, but now, see, it's kind of being twisted like it's a brand new thing that I'm asking. Then it's the same thing that I've asked from the original message that I'm trying to get to Congress, which should have been like no problem whatsoever. It's kind of like being, before we even get up to the starting line, we the people are being stifled because there's no way of knowing. Like, why would I call in there? Like, what good would it do me? And we've used this scenario, with the chef that I spoke about. It's like if you order a sandwich and, you don't talk directly to the chef and you pass it off to your waitress and you're sitting there in your booth. And at first, for the first half hour, couple days, 3 days, 4 days or something, that you say, oh, okay, well, I put my order in. I'll just be patient. Maybe they're having problems with their stove, or maybe, the truck just can't. I don't know. There's different things. You don't just like to just harp about something like that. But we're not really talking about a sandwich, are we? So you have no way of knowing whether or not the chef even got your order. So I am wanting to, that's what I'm saying. We have to know that our voice was heard by and put in the proper place. and heard by the proper people. Because you see, all Dave Taylor is a delivery boy for my message, for we the people's message. And you guys somehow mess up such a very, very simple job. It's so simple, it's not even funny. But here's what happens. Dave Taylor and all the rest of them, the pedophiles, they're in there and they get these positions and they hold on to them. And then it's like the ones that, like when they're campaigning and they want the votes from we the people and stuff, they go here and they go there and they'll answer a few questions and so on and so forth. And, you know, they'll hug the babies. They'll hug them babies, won't they? But then after they get the position that they want, you know, sort of like what Trump did. No, exactly like what Trump did. You know, I'm a Christian, you're a Christian, where you at, Christians? I need all my Christians to go vote one time. You won't have to worry about it no more, Christians. I used to wear the Trumpy Dumpy hats. I'm sure you viewed my channel, and if you have, Davey, then you would see that I used to be a Trumper there. Actually, I never was a Trumper. I was always for the Lord and Savior, and I voted for Trump to be a representative over what we had, the Biden, Harris, Obama regime that was in there, that wanted to murder the children whenever, you know, they had no problems whatsoever, which is why that I voted for Trumpy, because he said that he was pro-life. At the same time, on the other side of his mouth, he was telling us about the snake story and him being a snake. And it's the same way with whenever, Dave, you say that you're pro-life and you got your little thing from the pro-life organization or whatever, giving you an A+ for being pro-life or whatever. And that is such a lie, because if you Google it right now, you can see that it says, if you Google, is abortion legal in Ohio? You know what it says? Look it up. Yep, it's legal. So how can you say, I don't eat steak or something like that, when you got a big mouthful of tube in your mouth? So, again, I want verification of that my message, we the people, got to Congress, who it was presented to, when it was presented, and what became of it. Because there's no way to verify it.
Well, I can certainly pass along for you that you're looking for verification. That's just not something I can guarantee at the current moment, nor do I have. But I can certainly look into it for you, sir.
Well, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, your job is to make sure that it gets to Dave Taylor. And Dave Taylor's job is supposed to make sure that it gets to Congress. I'm not asking, we the people are not asking you shit. It's not a question. We are telling you. And why you guys have to be explained, your guys' simple jobs, is maddening. And we the people have had enough of it. We're over it. We're sick of it. And Lindsey Graham saying he ought to be brought up on charges also, not just the pedophilia thing, but because he's saying that Israel is better than America and our own armed forces. And we want an inquiry done about that. Because anybody that's going to Israel directly and telling and then speaking to the American people, who he is supposed to be a representative for, and these representatives, Dave Taylor, Lindsey Graham, Donald Trump, the rest of them that's claiming to be representatives, they are representatives, but it's not representative to like what you and I think when we hear that, to we the people. They're representatives to the other Klan members that they're with, the ones that they're protecting. Trump said, oh no, you mean I'll have to get my friends in trouble? Talking about Lutnick and all the rest of them or whatever that was over on Epstein Island. And I don't really need to go deep into that. We already know how far. Actually, we don't know how far this goes, does we? Because we are still going through all of the notes, because they trickle them out to us, and then every time that they give us a little trickle of the Epstein files, they muck them up somehow, and then they load them up with a bunch of trash and stuff, so it takes us longer to go through them. But we're going through them, and we're finding some horrific shit. Which brings me to this, Dave Taylor. When did you actually look at the unredacted Epstein files? And how come we have... No, let me put it a different way. We know that you had the ability to look at the Epstein files unredacted. So we want a response on the Epstein files, because we ain't heard shit. So there's just too much of this stuff going on. Too much. We're done with it. Y'all don't know your job. Y'all don't know your place. I've done fire-gens. You won't leave. You're still there, and you still won't do your job. Now, I've given you chances to turn around and understand who it is that you work for, but there's none of you that's actually saying, yes, we want to take the people up on the opportunity to correct ourselves and start working for the people. But honestly, it's too late anyway, because you've all already showed that you're treasons to we the people, and that you don't really give a damn about what we the people are telling you to do, which you're going to do. You're going to do it. We're sick and tired of this government. Our Second Amendment, 14th Amendment, First Amendment, all that, which is being walked on, by the way, the First Amendment, because you got old nasty Yahoo over there, who is, and we know what group that he belongs to, and he is threatening the people, telling us that we can't use our First Amendment. And you got Suckleturd and the rest of them who's backing that up or whatever, making it difficult so that we got to use code words and all this other stupid stuff. But they want us to keep buying their shit. Well, guess what? Somebody out there is going to have enough money. They're going to start an actual, what do you call them? The platform. Like Twigger or Tweeter or X or anything like that, you know. And when we do, it will be a free one by we the people. And you guys are going to get the message who it is that you work for. And you know what? Here's the thing. Since you won't turn around on your own, you know, when you talk to somebody and then you try to give them the opportunity to do the right thing on their own, and they just won't do it no matter what you do, how many times that you ask them and beg them, they just won't do it. So when you are made to have to do something, it's not going to be pretty. Not going to be pretty. Because we're going to tear into that Constitution. Because the Constitution, all of it's there. You guys don't even know. Actually, the ones, the snakes, the 1%ers, they actually know how powerful that the people are. But this is done stopped. And we have a lot of smart people that are going through the Constitution, but we're being occupied right now with a lot of things going on. And you know what? How brain dead do you have to be? I mean, seriously, when you have somebody that's like, hey, you know what? I'm comfortable. I got this. I got that. I got money. I got da-da-da. But you know what? Blow it all up, because we're not going to settle for all these pedophiles and all this stuff or whatever, Pam Bondi and all of them saying, well, we can't prosecute all of them. Well, it would shut the government down. And everybody is screaming at the top of their lungs. Go look at the comments at what the people really want. But no, all of yous won't do that. All of you in Congress won't do that, with the exception of Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and there's somebody else that I'm missing here. Who's the other one? There's another one here. Now, well, if there's somebody else or whatever, oh, Matt Gaetz, who I believe needs to be really, really looked at for helping we the people, because he's the only one that's made a lot of sense to me. And they tried to railroad him with the pedo thing and all that stuff, but who knows if it's right or who knows if it's wrong. We can look into that. But all I know is every time Matt Gaetz opens his mouth, he makes a hell of a lot of sense. Just like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Got more balls than the guys do. Now, we're going to go back to the very beginning here, and I'm once again going to tell you that I want verification of where our message is, that it actually, in fact, got to Congress, who received it, when they received it, where it was done, and what was done about it. Because we're over it. We've been over all these lies and stuff. And then to find out that y'all been in there murdering our children and stuff, and y'all don't know the difference in pro-life and not pro-life. It's unacceptable. Has been unacceptable. You got Bill Gates is a pedo, and the rest of them, that's all documented, so on and so forth. There's so many of these sick, that this is just now getting started, us finding out information and stuff. But we're putting it together. So right now, what I'm asking you, Nico, what is... read me back now what it is that my message is. And I don't want notes, I want my message.
Sure, and as you know, Mr. Preston, I'm typing with one hand. I can't go word for word exactly what you say, but I've certainly done my best to take down as much as I possibly can, and I'm going to read it back to you.
Well, how about this? How about if you have any kind of problem with it, that you can get on my YouTube channel, which is at King James Preston on YouTube. Really easy to find me, and it'll be right there for you. And also, Dave Taylor, you know what? I'll make it super simple. So you can't claim that you didn't get the message, because here is the message. And if you don't get this, then we already know. We already know the messages ain't going nowhere. But it's right here on YouTube. And it's at King James Preston on YouTube. Really easy. Simple. Get on there and look it up. And then there's the message. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even have to even say anything, Dave. You could just push play on YouTube, and I'll tell all of the pedos out there my own self. And do you understand that Les Wexner, his name is on Ohio State University up there, and this dirty piece of crap is still walking around? And when they said that they're going to do depositions on him, that they're actually going to come to his house and do them. What? Yeah, he gets to sit in the comfort of his own with all of his... So it sounds more like a Wexner meeting of the pedo clan that's just going to get together and discuss how to get him out of it. I tell you what, I'll make a prediction. If he does go to prison, I'll bet you all of a sudden he'll hang himself, because the guards will be sleeping, and the cameras will not be working for just a minute or so, and we'll get another picture of somebody else rather than the actual person that hung themselves by the sheets and stuff, right? Just a prediction. I'm going to say I'm 100% right. Or they'll come up with another way, but it's pretty close, I'd say. So, if you want to take a stab at, but tell me what you have down there. Go ahead.
Sure. So first off, at the beginning of the call, you mentioned that you want your message spoken in Congress. You said that you trust that it gets there. You said that your message is not getting to Congress. You mentioned that the congressman is a delivery boy for your message. You mentioned that we are all pedophiles and you are for the Lord and Savior. You mentioned how you voted for Trump because you're pro-life, that we as an office received A+ from a pro-life organization, but if you Google it, it says that abortion is legal in Ohio. And you mentioned Lindsey Graham, how you believe he should be brought up on charges, talking with regards to, with a quote, that he said that Israel is better than the armed forces of the United States. You want an inquiry into it, and then you mentioned how
Wait a minute. No, you're tearing this all to hell. You know that, right? Because you're saying that I said that Israel was better than the United States. I never said that.
No. I have it written here. I'm kind of speaking different than how I'm taking it.
Yeah,
down.
but don't do that. But I want to tell you not to do that, Nico, because I will never ever say that, because I know the true people who are out here and the people that have been forced into like over in Ukraine and over at Gaza and all this garbage that's going on that we the people do not want. And somehow or another, you guys have, well, not somehow or another, it's our fault. It's we the people's fault. We give you guys the we put it on the cruise control. Automatic, just take care of it and we'll step back and fall asleep. And we did fall asleep. And so all of you guys are honestly not to blame. We the people are to blame in this. But it's we, the people's responsibility to, since we know that we made a mistake with these in particular individuals, we'll call them, that's in the government right now, it's also our responsibility to take them out and put the right people in there. Using the Constitution of the United States. Because not one of you understand what that is. Because if you can't understand clearly what pro-life is, I mean, it's pro-life. It's for life. You're not murdering anybody. So that right there alone, I mean, should be a tall tale about anything, And then to be running over to Israel and telling Israel that they are better than America and that they are far more advanced and better. This is what Lindsey Graham said. Look it up for yourself. Lindsey Graham said that Israel is far more capable of more advanced systems and stuff, and that Israel was going to be the one to lead us into the wars coming up. Look it up. He said it. So, really, if you're not going to read me back what I actually told you, I really need you to not ever say that I'm saying Israel, because I will never say that there's another country better than this one, because I genuinely know the people and what they're really saying out here. There's so many channels and stuff that's got this down, although I don't see any channels doing what I'm doing. Like, call these up and fire them like I did. And you know what we're doing? We're actually working on, like Casey the car guy. He didn't want to run. He wanted to do his own thing with his car and stuff. So now he is asking to be governor of Ohio, which does make sense. He's probably the only one that I will even be voting for, would be Casey the car guy. He's up north Ohio there somewhere. But if you get on and you listen to him on YouTube or whatever, the dude makes a lot of sense. He uses his own helicopter to go over, and he's flying over these data centers and stuff like that, bringing a lot of good information where they're tearing the hell out of our water and everything. And does Dave Taylor care about that? No way! Do you know that Dave Taylor actually has representatives for Dave Taylor? What's their names? Do you remember? Christie or something? One of what is Dave Taylor's representatives' names? Nico?
Confused at your question, sir.
What's that?
I'm a little confused at your question.
Well, who is Dave Taylor's representatives? Oh, here's a big one that I want to ask. Who is Dave Taylor's AIPAC person? And do not tell me that he don't have one, because we have other representatives. Tom Massey, I think it was. No, don't quote me on that one. But one of them said that every single Republican has an AIPAC person. Except for, I think, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey. But they said, and I mean that's what they said, every Republican has an AIPAC person. So I want to know who the AIPAC person is for Dave Taylor.
And I don't really know, Mr. Preston. You're on the phone right now with the Washington, D.C. office. This is a federal office. We're unable to speak on campaign matters at all over the phone, so I will not be able to engage this question. I hope you can understand.
Okay, all right. Well, let me see if I can put it a different way. We want the name of the AIPAC person that follows you around, Dave Taylor. So it's not a question. It is a statement. We want the name of the AIPAC person who is assigned to you. Read that one back to me so that we know we got that one straight.
Sir, even just due to the nature, I can write it down for you, sir. I'm just unable to repeat that back to you on the basis of campaign matters not being allowed in federal offices. I really, truly do hope you can understand, Mr. Preston.
Oh, no, I do understand. We, the people, do understand. And Nico, I appreciate you more than what you even know, because you are helping me to verify and show exactly what it is that I want to show. And what the people already know. This is just a visual. So, All right, so what can you read back? Go ahead and read me back something.
Yep. So first, last thing, talk about Lindsey Graham. You're looking for an inquiry. You mentioned Trump's thoughts that he may have had about that he's thinking about Trump getting into trouble.
Hold on, Nico.
No.
Your phone's messing up.
Oh, is this better?
Yeah, there you go. Now,
Okay.
start over again. Now we
can
can.
touch on how you're still going through the Epstein files. You mentioned about the unredacted Epstein files. I've got that down for you. Looking for an answer with regards to it. You want a response on it. And then you talked about Benjamin Netanyahu. Something about, or you mentioned how we don't have our First Amendment. Mentioned about how someone will have enough money to start a platform. I'm assuming is what you're talking about is social media, and you want a free one by We the People. Let's see what's next. About how the 1%. You had a phrase with regards to the 1%. Knows how powerful the We the People are, and that they're scared. You think that We the People won't settle with all of these pedophiles. About how when you read the comment sections of some of these videos, everyone is screaming at the top of their lungs. Sorry, give me one sec. You mentioned MTG, Thomas Massey, and Matt Gaetz, how they're the only ones trying to assist We the People, and about how these people make a ton of sense. And then you mentioned, you went back to the very original point after that, about how you want verification that your message got to Congress, receipts and everything, about how you mentioned that we are murdering children, how it's unacceptable. Talked about Bill Gates, with the situation, everything is documented and we're just finding out now. And then mentioned Les Wexner, onto OSU. You said a phrase with regards to him. I abbreviated it. There's just a swear word in there, but how he's still walking around. And then you predicted that he will hang himself if brought to prison.
Yeah, we can hope anyway. Let's see. The whole President Day thing and everything that Dave has been getting on there and putting on there and stuff is about stuff that nobody really cares about. And if he's still hooked into this broadband, and then he's chasing around the what was it, Boy Scouts or something like that. I seen on the book there something that he had on Facebook where it was, I don't know what all that was about, but it's all kind of weird to me and everybody that I've talked to. But why there's so many big things right now with just the Epstein stuff, but we can't have anybody putting Israel first. And there was another judge, and I can't remember his name right now, but he was point blank asked who was more important, Israel or America, and out of his own mouth he said Israel. And this is a judge, a sitting judge or whatever. I can't remember his name right now. But we have all this information about Lindsey Graham, and it's even on record because you can pull it up and watch and listen to what he actually says. Another thing, old giggleweed there, Howard Lutnick or whatever, he's all over the Epstein files, so on and so forth. And somehow or another, this is all getting tied back to 9/11. And we're investigating that. Howard Lutnick is one of those that one day out of 5.5 years or something like that, he was always at the office in the Twin Towers, always there, every day, sharp at a certain time, never missed a day. But the one day, whenever it was attacked, then that's the one day that he decided to take his kid to school. And President Trump was singing about how lucky of a guy that he was that he decided to do the right thing and be a family guy and take. So one day, Lutnick, the one that laughs like this with his shoulders at everything that Trump says, unbelievable. Anyway, listen, Nico, I would really, really like for you to pass whatever. I know it's not going to. It won't get there. But make sure that we wrap up with, we know that Dave is incompetent, because if he can't understand something about pro-life, what pro-life really is, and to send me a letter back that says that he is so pro-life when you can still look it up and it's legal. How can you even say that? How can you even say that you're proud of something that you put into as a bill or a law or whatever it is? That what does it say, Noam? That you can't cross lines or something. Like you can't, if you get pregnant in Ohio, that it makes it so that you can't run over to West Virginia and have it killed. You have to stay in Ohio, right? So I don't know how, because it's still legal. Anyway. All right. Well, Nico, hey, I appreciate you, brother, very much.
You take care, Mr. President. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. God bless.
Bye-bye.
We'll let old Sneeko off of there. All right. Again, no verification. Your message will never, ever get to Congress. Dave Taylor is a liar. We already know all of them are, right? I'm really hoping that Matt Gaetz, that he steps up and does something. I know a lot of people, there's some people that's kind of hating on him or whatever, but, and to say that 100% that we know that he did something, we don't know that, because look at the people we're finding out now, or it's looking like anyway, that Michael Jackson, how they listed him as a big pedophile and everything else. And at the same time, he's writing music and everything, trying to, give us messages and stuff about what's going on. It's coming out now that the actors are saying, Macaulay Culkin and the other ones. Aaron Carter. The rest of them.
They also killed.
Yeah, staying in that. Yeah, gone. But the ones that stood up and said, hey, Michael Jackson didn't do anything to us. He was actually getting us out of situations so that we could at least have a little bit of safe time when they was at Neverland Ranch, And, of course, we know Michael Jackson, was big pop star, and he was cheated out of his childhood, and so on and so forth. But Lord willing, maybe in time or something, because it's all. There's not one thing that doesn't matter now, because as long as there's one child that's suffering, and I got to tell you, right now, I've never been more afraid of being an American than what I am right now. And that's one thing that I wished I would have thrown in there on Dave Taylor with this call here, but I've done it in the past before. How is it that they take their oath of office? They don't even know what the hell it is. They don't even know. They just go through the steps so that they can get in there, and then they say to hell with the people, because they have their own representatives. And they can say whatever they want to, but you can go back and look at some of my past videos and stuff. I can't remember her name, but the one's in Peebles, Ohio, and then the other one's in Cincinnati, Ohio, or whatever. And boy, they just, before they knew that, I was who I am, they was all happy to say, oh, I love my job, man. I just go around and I just say how great Dave Taylor is. And I'm like, well, hold on. So you're not saying how great the people are? And you're representative to who? And they'll tell you, Dave Taylor. You know why? You don't mean shit. You don't mean shit. I don't mean shit. Or so they think. But we're going to do whatever it is we have to, because I'm going to tell you something. I always said it from the very beginning. You can knock me down. Maybe I won't get up, but if I can reach and I can pick up, I don't care what it is, I'm going to hit you with it. And what we're going to hit them with is the Constitution. Because everything that we need to bring their pedophilia ring, their big house of cards down. And remember this, they are demonic, sick demons. They're not people. They don't think like you and I. They really don't. They think that they are smarter than you are. And what it boils down to, it's not that they're smarter. It's just they're more cunning. And they're more demonic than you could ever think about. Because would you ever pick somebody up, especially a little one, or cut somebody open like that and then eat that? No. If you haven't seen, if you have not heard about what's going on with the files, the Epstein files and stuff, I'm going to tell you something. Sickening does not even, demonic does not even begin to touch it. And see, even whenever you put it into words, you wasn't there. Like I can tell you about a massacre that happened, right? I can tell you about something as demonic as hell. And it's just words. All you do, you're just hearing somebody else putting something out into the air there. You don't see it with your own eyeballs. I don't recommend anybody seeing what stuff that I've already seen. That you know what? I used to say that I wish that I wouldn't have seen it. But I'm not going to say that. I'm glad that I seen it. I'm not looking forward to seeing any more. I don't want to see any more. But I will, and here's why. Don't we owe that to the victims? Don't we owe that to them? And if your response is no, then you're part of the damn problem. And if you want to, hide away from, what's going on, then you're part of the damn problem. We need people that's going to actually do something. Like I'm going to tell you, I don't want to be doing this no more. I don't, because it is a pain in the butt. You know what happens? I will do a serious program like this, and look at the views. I don't get a bunch of views or whatever. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate everybody that watches these, and I don't care if it's one, Naomi. I don't care. I'm thankful for the ones that watches this, and that you come because you know that I'm going to tell you the truth. That you come because you are wanting to make a difference in the world. And just by being here shows that you're way different than the rest of them that's out watching all this AI and stuff. Think about that. These people are literally checking out of reality, and then they wonder why that whenever they go out or something, why that things don't seem right, or why they're getting treated badly, or they can't find a job, or they're not getting their food, or you know, or why we're getting poisoned and stuff. They can't figure out all these problems. Well, there's adults who are taking on the responsibility of taking on such a huge and heavy burden like what I have right now. And there's a lot of them that's taken on way more than what I possibly even could. That, man, there's some really smart individuals that's diving in to the files and stuff. Like I've been trying to do as much as I can with it and stuff, and support them and their channels and stuff. But we can't let up. We can't rest. We can't even think about it because we ain't even getting started yet. We better get started if it's not already too late. I mean, these are some sick individuals that we're talking about. So, with that being said, I'm going to get off here, and please like, share, subscribe, and, you know, I would call the representatives, or call in anyway, just merely to fire them. If you do nothing else, just call them up and say, you're fired. Get out. And in the meantime, be looking for individuals who are smart, that don't really want a position in like helping we the people or whatever. And let's start appointing people, because, you know, they'll be the kinds like, I don't really want to do that. But then they'll get in there, and then they'll do a good job, and then they'll get out, instead of these lifetime term limits and all this stuff that they've just trashed us, man. They've absolutely just, they've trashed everything. Not feeling safe in our own country, in America. We got individuals now, like, what's that one, that female's name that's in there? She's got the towel on her head or whatever. I can't even think of her name now, but she's all about, I don't know if it's Muslims or whatever that she's with, or what have you. But, you know, as far as I know, the Muslims don't have something like Nasty Yahoo has got there, right? Their Talmud, you know, that literally tells them that they have to do away with you and I. And I don't care if that hits you a little bit awkward. I don't care how you take that. Just as long as you go and you verify that, what it actually says. Yeah, what's her name?
I can't pronounce it. LLHAN Omar.
Oh, yeah, Omar. Yeah. Omar. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. Anyway, that's her. Yeah, she hates America. She's one of them that hates America also, you know. I watched a little bit of the Ukraine and Russia, some of them clips and stuff like that, where they are literally pulling the Ukrainians out of their house and making them join the fight. They don't even want to be fighting. And I seen one where there's actually a young lady, I think, that's in the truck there, in the back of the truck with a uniform on. Now, I don't care if somebody says, oh, what's that got to do with anything or whatever. Well, I'll tell you what, it's got a lot to do with it. Because it's kind of like them people that, you know, they want to talk big and bad or whatever, but then whenever you invite them to go to lunch or something like that, they won't take you up on it, you know. You know who you are. It's some of them people that's like bulletproof as long as they're not right in front of you, right? And that's the way that it is when it comes to real deal war. Like, they might jump into uniforms, and I know that there's some of them that no matter what, they would take it right to the end, even if it did mean. But I'm going to tell you, those are the demons you better stay the hell away from, you know? Because that ain't how my Lord and Savior set this up. That ain't the way it's supposed to be. Matter of fact, we shouldn't be having wars anyway. We shouldn't be having no war. Like, think about it. What is this all about? Like with the Ukraine, what we're giving all this money and stuff, and then watch old Zelensky buy a brand new freaking yacht. And I don't know how many yachts he's got now, but I know he bought one of them here just not so long ago, 2 months ago, whenever it was. Millions and millions of dollars while he floats out there on the water and parties hardy on your and my dime. Yep. But see, if you say that, this corrupt corporation, U.S. corporation, they'll watch them. You know how they act. I don't have to tell you, but they think, oh, no, you know what? You don't do shit. You don't do nothing. And you know why they think that? Because they think that they own you. And after all of this garbage with the shots and stuff that they give us, you know, they ain't giving me. I didn't take no shot. But they're shedding and everything else. And, you know, now we're finding out that whether you took that shot or not, if you go around other people or whatever, that, you know, you're going to get. But they're claiming now that you don't even own yourself, that they own you now, that you're not even a human no more. You can look that up on your own. Now, you'll say, oh, how does that affect? How does that affect? Well, let me tell you, maybe, Lord willing, maybe in your lifetime, it may not really come to smash on you, but if you're the type of person that has empathy for your loved ones that will be here after you, then you're going to be really, really worried about it, because the ones that understand a little bit of the Constitution now, they want to die off and kill us off. And then the next generation that they put in front of their, what do you call them anyway? There's a Black Mirror thing that they use, and I can't remember what it is, but anytime you look at your phone or anything like that, it's black, right? You turn it on and then you're sitting there looking at it. And that's in witchcraft stuff and all that, I know, but I can't remember the name of that. But there's a certain word for that Black Mirror thing that they use, and that's all right. No one's going to look it up, but we won't get into the witch stuff like that. Even though it's all important, the thing is, always remember, no matter what you read about that, you know, we have these individuals, we're going to call them individuals, who can't understand who the chosen people are. And it is so simple who the chosen people is. The Bible, the Ethiopian Bible, if you pick it up and you read it, and the reason why I'm saying that, not the King James, because now we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they actually pulled things out of there and twisted a few things, and that makes it totally different. And so anyway, if you get in the Ethiopian Bible, but we know who God's chosen people is. It says, whosoever believes shall have a life eternal. So whosoever kind of covers whosoever. So whoever you are, as long as you know and you believe in the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and that He came down here in human flesh, and that He got on that cross for you, and that He rose out of that grave 3 days later, says you're saved. So all you have to do is accept that and believe that, and you are saved. You're the chosen people. Congratulations. And that's it. Don't let them tell you, well, if you had a shot done, or if you done this, you can't be that, or whatever, because the devil is a great deceiver. When the Bible tells you that, you know, when it says that, you can just take that straight to the heart, because that's what it means. All right, so anyway, I'm going to get off here because, man, I'm telling you, man, I am so mad about all this stuff. And then when you call these individuals that's supposed to be working for us, it's literally like if you would hire somebody to mow your lawn, and you walk out and they are not just sitting out on your porch, but, you know, they're drinking your tea. your iced tea, and they got their feet all kicked up on your favorite chair, maybe underneath your favorite tree. You walk over and you say, hey, what you doing? And they say, well, I'm doing whatever the hell it is I want to do. You know what I mean? Now, you can take the rest of that story and finish it however you want to. So, who's going to walk away and leave them sit there and keep paying them? Oh, yeah, we are, aren't we? All right, anyway, listen. Thanks for hanging out. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate every one of you out there so much, man. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.